Our first excerpt is Decipher. In this exciting limited series, dedicated detective Amelia Dunham returns early from maternity leave, determined to solve another murder in a string of horrific murders. But on her first day back at the office, she discovers to her dismay that she's been assigned the captain's cocky nephew as a partner. This is Decipher, a limited series pilot written by Louis Zemunsik IV.
Fade in. Interior, Wilson Mansion, stormy night. Percy Wilson, 45, in a cashmere robe, stands at the window, admiring the pouring rain as he smokes. He hears a clatter behind him, quickly turns and puts out his cigarette and cautiously moves through the grand parlor and into the kitchen. Interior, Wilson kitchen, continuous. Percy enters the darkened kitchen to discover the back door is slightly ajar. He shuts it. Hello? The floor creaks behind him. Percy slowly grabs a knife from the block on the island and turns quickly to face the intruder. Meow. He looks down to see his cat. A shadow crosses Percy's back. An arm wielding a large object lands hard on Percy's head. Percy drops to the floor. The cat scampers away as a figure dressed in black kneels beside him. Lightning flashes as gloved fingers reach for Percy's lifeless face. Interior, Dunham home, night. It's a warm, tidy, modest bungalow. Amelia, early 40s, enters, takes off her coat, dripping with rain. She sighs, attempts to fix her hair.
Hello?
Hey, baby.
Interior, Dunham kitchen, continuous. Amelia enters to find Daryl, 45, pouring pasta through a strainer. She gives him a kiss.
Hey, where's Millie?
I put her to bed.
Really? I wanted to see her before she went to sleep.
She was out like a light. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, come on, dinner's ready.
Daryl moves the bowls of pasta to the kitchen table, which is set for dinner. They sit and fix their plates.
So, how was your first day back on the job?
In a word, it sucked.
What happened?
They assigned me a new partner, this kid Freddie.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Where do I start? He's inexperienced, he's cocky, obnoxious,
Even so, it might be good to have some help on the case.
and he's the captain's nephew.
Amelia grouses as Daryl looks on with concern. Interior, Jones's house, same time. Maria, 60s, kind face, opens the front door to reveal Freddie, 25, dressed in a nice jacket and button-up shirt, holding a bottle of wine.
Freddie, get in before you get soaked.
Freddie enters. She takes his jacket.
Thanks, Aunt Maria.
Freddie hands her the wine. She notes the label.
Very nice. We'll use this to celebrate your promotion. Congratulations, by the way.
Maria leads him into the dining room.
Thanks.
Interior, Jones's dining room, continuous. Freddie enters to see Captain Jones, 60s, sitting at the head of the table, sipping scotch.
Sit down. Everything's ready.
Freddie takes his seat in the middle of the table as Maria exits into the kitchen. Jones eyes him coolly in silence. Then,
Percy Wilson.
What?
Percy Wilson, the victim.
Oh, did the coroner's report come back?
Yeah, as I was leaving. It'll be on your desk in the morning.
Good.
Low-life garbage.
What?
Wilson, he's low-life garbage. A lying con artist and his lawyers pulled 2 juries. Maybe the psycho that killed him did the world a favor.
Freddie sits quietly as Jones sips his scotch. The silence is broken by Maria, who enters with a large platter of ham. She sets it on the table with a large knife.
I hope you guys are hungry. Hey, will you pour for me?
Sure.
Freddie watches as Jones rises, grabs the knife, and forcibly brings it down on the ham. Interior, Dunham kitchen, continuous. Daryl cuts a slice of bread from the sourdough loaf. He serves himself more pasta as he chats, upbeat.
So, the whole working from home thing is going a lot better than I thought.
Amelia's plate is hardly touched as she reads a news report on her laptop. The title reads, Police Clueless as Serial Killer Strikes Again.
That's good.
The pitch to secure the deal from the new finance company went really well. And if it works out, I should get a decent bonus.
Amelia scrolls down her laptop.
Uh-huh.
Misty was really helpful today, too. She kept Millie entertained all day.
That's what sisters are for.
Daryl notices Amelia is focused on her laptop.
Right. Are you done?
Amelia closes her laptop, snaps back into their conversation.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad things worked out for you today, honey. I'll text Misty to say thanks.
Daryl moves their plates to the sink. Amelia sighs, grabs the last slice of sourdough.
Hey, there's plenty more.
No, I'm good.
Are you? Really?
Yeah, just a lousy first day. The press is all over this new murder.
Daryl leans in and gives her a comforting hug and kiss.
Sorry.
Plus, you wouldn't even believe Freddie at the crime scene.
Interior, Jones's dining room, same time.
So, how was your first day, Freddie?
All things considered, I did okay.
Think so.
I'm sure he did, Sal. Your mom would be so proud of you.
Would she know? Even if she knew he threw up all over the crime scene, probably puked on most of the evidence.
The guy had his eyes gouged out. Who wouldn't throw up?
Any decent detective, that's who. I promoted you and you shit all over me.
Jones grabs his scotch and exits, leaves them in stunned silence. Freddie rubs his face in embarrassment.
He didn't mean that.
No, he did.
It's just the side effects from the chemo. The doctor put him on a stronger dose.
It's okay, seriously.
Freddie starts to rise.
Please eat. The food is still hot.
Freddie sits and the two eat in silence. Interior, Dunham, living room, continuous. Amelia and Daryl are now on the couch. Amelia focuses intently on her laptop. Daryl sets down his wine and puts his arm around Amelia, gives her a sweet kiss.
Not tonight. I've had a long day.
Can't a guy just give his wife a kiss?
I know you, Daryl.
She gives him a look, and they smile at each other. She leans in to kiss him back. Her laptop dings with a new email. She immediately turns back to her computer.
Amelia.
Sorry, the coroner just posted his findings.
She pores over the report.
Come on, is it too much to ask for 10 minutes of your time?
Daryl, it's my first day back. I'm under a lot of pressure.
You're not the only one. I'm adjusting to working from home and keeping an eye on Millie.
Misty was here all day.
Yeah, watching soap operas and eating all my Doritos.
Daryl, we're both beat. Let's not argue.
Daryl is silent.
There's an extra stash of Doritos in the cabinet in the garage.
I love you.
Amelia scoots in closer.
I didn't mean to agitate you. I'm sorry.
I know. Me too.
Amelia leans in and they begin to kiss. It gets more and more intense. It's clear they both need this. Until Millie cries from her bedroom. They pull back. Daryl rises.
No, let me go.
Of course.
Amelia rises, gives him one more kiss, and exits down the hallway. Interior, Millie's nursery. Amelia enters to find Millie, 2 months, fussy in her crib. Amelia picks her up, smiles at her.
Mommy's here.
Amelia puts her on her shoulder, lightly pats her back. No help. Millie cries. Amelia sits in the chair and rocks as she pats Millie's back. Gradually, the crying stops and Millie falls to sleep on Amelia's shoulder. As Amelia continues to rock, her eyes too get heavy. Suddenly, Amelia's eyes flash open.
A knife was missing from the block on the island. What happened to the knife?
Amelia continues to rock, deep in thought. Fade out.
In this contemporary drama, we follow the journey of Guillermo Moretti, a gifted and ambitious son of immigrants, as he enters the frantic world of Wall Street in pursuit of the American dream. His employment at a high-powered brokerage not only changes his American dream, but Giametti himself. This is It's on Me, written by Giovanni Gentile.
Fade in. Interior, Guillermo's apartment, 3 a.m. Guillermo, male 23, sits in his sparse walk-up flat, staring blankly at the TV as Citizen Kane plays. Still dressed in office attire, now rumpled and untucked, he chomps the bottom crumbs from a big bag of chips. Startled by the loud snore of Mauricio, 30s Hispanic, who sleeps in the recliner, Guillermo turns, taking in the bandages and scars on Mauricio's face and his leg propped up in a cast.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is that guy doing with his life?
Guillermo crumples the bag of chips and shoots it toward the trash can. He misses. He sighs as he rises, grabs the bag, and drops it in the trash. He sees something in there and pulls it out. It's a crumpled up flyer of some kind, which he flattens out and reads.
Well, as it turns out, he's on the cusp of making one of the most important decisions of his life. Full disclosure, that guy is me. But before we move on, you need to know a bit more about the crazy shit that happened to me before we got to this life-altering moment.
Super. 1 year earlier. Interior, Chestnut Capital. Day. We are in the sleek chrome and glass lobby of a high-rise brokerage firm. Guillermo, 22, sits uncomfortably in his Sunday best on an expensive sofa in the center of a room that is abuzz with intense but silent activity. Guillermo scrolls through images of stocks and graphs on his laptop while talking on his phone. The icy, attractive receptionist winces at his loud conversation.
Don't worry, Mama. I will sell you more money.
They scheduled your father's second surgery for next week. You need to come back home.
Mama, it's not a good time right now. Things are starting to pick up.
The manager at the bank said you could have your old job back. That was steady money.
Chester Anderson, late 20s, good-looking, impeccably groomed, enters the lobby. He is immediately met by two officious assistants. One takes his overcoat and gloves, the other his sunglasses. They follow respectfully as he crosses the lobby.
Mama, you gotta trust me on this. I got an interview at Chestnut Capital. It's the premier brokerage firm in all of Wall Street, with offices in London, Tokyo, Zurich, Shanghai.
I don't even know where that is, but I know it's too far from home.
Chester can't help but overhear Guillermo's conversation and signals his assistants to go ahead.
Listen, Ma, the CEO of Chestnut is maybe the most famous guy in New York right now. He's even advising the president. And he's not that much older than I am.
Pleased with what he hears, Chester leans over Guillermo's shoulder.
Are you meeting with Alan Gleason about the junior finance broker position?
Guillermo turns to find himself face to face with Chester. He's speechless, just nods. Chester closes Guillermo's laptop.
Gleason's a useless dickhead. Walk with me.
Guillermo rises as he hurries to catch up with Chester.
Mama, I gotta go. Love you, bye.
Interior, office hallway, day. The elevator doors open, and Guillermo follows Chester, who walks out with such a level of confidence that it is almost offensive.
I take it you recognize me from the cover story in Forbes.
Well, actually, Mr. Anderson.
That's my dad. I'm Chester.
Actually, Chester, I've followed you for years, but the Forbes article was great.
Shitty picture. Made me look as stodgy as my grandfather.
They walk past three featured portraits under the signage, founders. They are Chester Anderson I in a traditional realistic portrait, Chester Anderson II in an Andy Warhol-style portrait, and Chester Anderson III, Chester, in a modern Banksy-style portrait.
But it was a clever title. Second time the charm. Come on, let me show you a few things that weren't in the article.
Interior office, continuous. It's a giant open space with groupings of upscale cubicles and glassed offices, more similar to a relaxed Silicon Valley headquarters than a traditional brokerage. Everyone appears to be 30 or younger. Chester subtly nods to indicate each workspace as he charges through the office. Guillermo takes it all in with wide-eyed appreciation.
That's research and development.
Chester nods to the right.
Mid-level brokers, they've got 6 months to increase output by 30%, or they're canned. Our legal team, you can never have enough lawyers. And here to the left is where the big dogs hunt.
Chester grins. We are just outside Chester's corner office. Frederick Gladwell, male, late 20s, tall with intense blue eyes, approaches and hands Chester a file.
Your morning report. Oh, and we need to touch base before our Zoom with A.J. Bell in London. Who's the kid?
Chester flips through the file.
He may be our new junior finance broker.
Maybe. Is there a litmus test?
Let's see. What commodities were most affected at the start of the war in Ukraine?
Mostly agriculture, particularly wheat and sunflowers. Also natural gas and Russian oil.
Yes. And what Ukraine resources have not been affected by the months of bombing?
Well, their natural supply of bromine, magnesium, copper, lead, and cobalt.
Which means what companies stand to benefit the most from the war, particularly if Ukraine signs over those minerals to us?
Well, the high-tech corporations, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Tesla.
So when would you buy their stock?
ASAP if you haven't already.
And when would you sell?
As soon as the global market's just.
Chester and Frederick exchange an impressed nod.
You're hired. Frederick, why don't you take... Oh, you never told me your name.
You never asked. I'm Guillermo Moretti.
Guillermo. With that little chubby guy on Jimmy Kimmel, I like it. And they say Wall Street has no DEI.
Shall I walk him down to HR?
No. Why don't you grab Ezra and take him to lunch? You guys can clue him in on what he really needs to know. We'll be back for that Zoom.
Will do, boss.
Chester exits into his office with his assistants at heel as Frederick guides Guillermo in the opposite direction. Interior, Harry's Day. Traditional Wall Street steakhouse and bar located in the historical India House. Business types buzz about on their phones at the bar and in the dining area. Frederick and Guillermo sit looking at the menu in silence.
They make the best martini in Manhattan. And you gotta start with the Blue Point oysters.
So, you come here a lot?
2-3 times a week at least. Great place. They know us. They deliver too when we can't leave the office.
Damn, for the price of those oysters, my mom could feed us for a week.
Ezra Lopez, mid-20s, dark in complexion, glasses, approaches. Frederick waves him over.
Guillermo, I'd like you to meet.
Guillermo grins as he rises.
Ezra!
The two men dap and bro hug.
Hey, Corto, what are you doing here?
I just got hired. Man, I haven't seen you since...
Graduation day. Damn, look at us now.
Ezra sits on the other side of Guillermo.
I take it you two know each other?
From university days. I had no idea you landed at Chestnut.
Just started, like, a couple of months ago.
Amanda, female, late 20s, approaches them.
So, gentlemen, will this be a long lunch or a chestnut grab and dash?
We'll start with 3 martinis and we'll share the oysters.
Amanda, make mine up with a twist.
Amanda turns to Guillermo, who is at a loss.
Can you guys make an Arnold Palmer?
A look passes between Amanda and Frederick.
That we can. So, 2 martinis, 1 up with a twist, and a classic Arnold Palmer, plus the oysters. Is that it for now, or are you ready to order lunch?
Are you guys hungry? Because I'm famished. Want to do the beef Wellington for the table?
Hell yes.
Can I just get a cheeseburger?
For the table means we all share it.
Oh, sure. Great.
Trust me, man, if you're in the mood for a cheeseburger, you're gonna love this.
You have a lot to learn, my boy, a lot to learn.
Hey, but don't worry, man, this was all new to me too.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, big working class family. My mom's employed by a plant that makes office supplies, and my dad installed windows until he fell off a ladder and got injured pretty bad.
Amanda returns with their drinks and oysters. Ezra downs at an oyster as Frederick does the same with his martini.
So, what brings you from Pennsylvania to Chestnut Capital?
Well, I've always had a head for figures. Since I was a kid, numbers just kind of spoke to me. They were my happy place.
He's being modest. The kid's a numbers savant. He'd be correcting our quantitative professor's data right off his PowerPoint.
No wonder you were hired without an interview. Chester's got flawless instincts.
Both Ezra and Frederick get simultaneous texts. They read them and react immediately.
Speak of the devil, we gotta book it back to the office.
They both rise and start out.
What do I do?
You can pick up the check.
They exit, leaving Guillermo with a worried look on his face. Amanda returns with a platter on which sits a giant loaf filled with a $385 beef Wellington. She sets the platter in front of Guillermo.
I don't suppose you're in need of a dishwasher?
Amanda smiles and exits as Guillermo shrugs, tucks his napkin in his collar, picks up a fork, and digs in. His face registers both worry and euphoria. It's more delicious than he could have imagined. Fade out.
In this charming coming-of-age love story, high school senior Aidan Piker becomes the center of controversy in her conservative Catholic family when she falls for Cal, the cool female bartender at Aidan's after-school job. This is When We Burn, written by Italia Gianti.
Fade in. Interior school cafeteria, day. Aiden, 17 female, walks with her lunch tray and sits next to Faye, 18 female, and Valerie, 17 female.
Girl, where have you been all weekend? You wouldn't answer our texts.
I was busy.
Doing what?
My new job is bar back at my cousin's bar.
Right. So did you get us anything yet?
Cal, 18, female, tattoos, wavy short brown hair, muscular, and Noah, 18, male, lean, buzzed hair, pass their table. Cal gives Aiden a grin. Aiden smiles back, eyes locked on Cal as she sits at the cool table against the wall.
Huh?
You know, sneaking us some drinks?
I'll get them tonight.
Interior, Bernie's bar, that night. Cal and Aiden work side by side, setting up the bar. Aiden subtly checks out the tattoos on Cal's muscular arms. Cal nods to the walk-in cooler.
Hey, can you grab me some Coors? Just the 2 6-packs.
Sure thing.
Interior, walk-in cooler, continuous. Aiden enters and searches for the beer. Before she grabs it, though, she examines the shelf for seltzers. Interior, Bernie's, a minute later. Aiden returns, sets the 6-packs on the bar top. Cal shoves them into the cooler below. Aiden, her hoodie zipped up, moves to the outside of the bar.
Hey, you forgot to clean this one.
Cal slides a dirty ashtray across the bar, and as Aiden reaches out to grab it, a White Claw can drops out of her hoodie and onto the floor. Aiden freezes, silent. Cal stares at the can, then to Aiden.
Were you gonna steal that?
Aiden stands in embarrassed silence. Cal moves from behind the bar to face her. Cal tugs on the hoodie, and a few more cans hit the floor. Cal picks one up, holds it eye level between them.
What's the deal? I know you don't drink these.
They're not for me. Faye and Valerie wanted to pregame before the party next week.
Oh, you mean Zach's back to school party? You're going to that?
Cal picks up and hands the rest of the cans to Aiden.
I don't really know whose it is. Faye and Valerie just invited me.
Yeah, the whole school shows up to that every year. It's pretty dope if you ask me.
Cal saunters back to the register.
Maybe I'll see you there.
Well, you don't care about the drinks?
Cal pulls a note from the register and writes on it.
I get stuff from my dad all the time. I'll just tell Tyler that that's what those are for.
Cal pulls a bag of chips from her pocket and attaches the note to it.
Chips really come in handy.
Interior, exterior, Cal's car, that night. Cal drives Aiden home, pulls into her driveway, and parks.
I wish you could come inside.
Will your dad even allow me inside anymore?
Aiden shrugs, then grins.
Probably not. Unless we say we're working on a school project.
In the middle of the night? Yeah, for sure.
Oh, come on. My folks are likely asleep anyway.
Aiden exits the car with her White Claw cans now in a plastic grocery bag. Suddenly, she darts around to the driver's door, throws it open, and pulls Cal out by the hand.
No, Cal, you don't get to go yet.
Cal follows her, still holding her hand.
Have you ever noticed how nice your hand fits into mine?
The two walk hand in hand to the darkened front porch. Exterior, Piker front porch, continuous. As they start up the steps, they're stopped short by Haley's voice.
Working late?
Aiden gasps when she sees Haley, 21, sitting on the porch in the dark. Aiden immediately lets go of Cal's hand.
Don't stop holding hands for my sake. I think it's cute.
Haley, what are you doing out here?
Waiting for Dave. I didn't want him to ring the bell and wake up Dad. He's asleep on the couch.
Why?
He and Mom got into a big fight earlier.
About what?
Haley glances to Cal, then down to the ground. Cal gives a worried look, and Aiden turns to go.
Okay, I'm out.
No, I want you here.
Aiden grabs Cal's hand. They turn to Haley. Haley shrugs casually.
Do what you want. Hell, I'm sneaking out. Don't tell on me, and I won't tell on you.
Cal and Aiden start inside.
Just be careful, okay?
Interior, living room, night. Aiden and Cal enter, close the door quietly. Vance, 46, snores, covered in a blanket, on one of the couches. Aiden leads Cal slowly to the staircase, both on tiptoes. Vance snorts, and it scares Aiden. She slips on a step and loses her balance. Cal catches and stabilizes her. They both turn to Vance to make sure he's still asleep. He snores. Interior, Aiden's bedroom, a minute later. Aiden hides the grocery bag in her closet and covers it with a pile of clothes. Cal plops on the bed, notices the furniture has been moved. LED lights adorn the walls, which are now covered with modern rock band posters.
Damn, you redecorated. What happened to all the religious posters and pictures of kittens?
What can I say? You're a bad influence.
Cal blushes and can't keep from smiling.
Really? Better be careful. There's no telling where this might lead.
Aiden plops next to her on the bed, both facing the ceiling.
Oh, I've got a pretty good idea.
To Cal's surprise, Aiden springs up, turns and gives her a sweet, tender kiss, then immediately rolls back over, both embarrassed and elated, and looks up at the ceiling. Cal takes in the moment silently, grins to herself as she closes her eyes. Interior, Aiden's bedroom, the next morning. Cal and Aiden lay asleep, still on top of the covers. A knock on the door. No one moves.
Aiden, wake up. You can't be late for school.
Suddenly, the two are wide awake. They scramble out of bed, speak in hushed tones.
God, my dad's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill you first.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
Aiden looks to the window, then back to Cal.
You're shitting me.
Aiden, do you hear me?
Cal looks from the window to the door.
Either way, I'm gonna die.
Yes, Dad, I'm coming.
Aiden throws open the window and helps Cal out. Aiden leans out the window as Cal tries to maneuver down to the roof. Cal's foot kicks a roof tile and it slides down. Both Aiden and Cal freeze and watch the tile fall in agonizing slow motion until it crashes on the patio below.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Aiden, don't make me come in there.
We really don't have a choice, do we?
Aiden turns to the door, panicked.
No, Dad, I'm still changing.
Okay, you have 5 minutes.
Aiden turns back to Cal, who is now ready to descend the roof Spider-Man style, hands and feet gripping the tile.
Are you gonna be okay?
You're lucky I like you, Piker.
Cal lifts her head and gives Aiden a quick kiss. The kiss becomes more passionate. Cal raises her hands to hold Aiden's head, loses her balance and slides, feet first off the roof. Aiden watches horrified as Cal grasps at a tree branch, does a body flop over another branch, and lands on the patio couch 12 feet below. Cal sits up.
I'm good.
Interior, living room, kitchen, minutes later. Aiden sprints down the steps, 2 at a time. Vance and Haley sit at the kitchen table having breakfast.
That's about time. What was taking you so long in there?
Aiden yanks at her skirt.
I was, fixing my button. It came loose.
From the window beside the kitchen table, Aiden watches as Cal slowly rises from the couch, pulling leaves and branches from her hair. Haley quickly moves to stand between Vance and the window. She holds up the pitcher.
More orange juice, Dad?
I'll have some too.
Aiden stands beside Haley, pours juice, totally blocking Vance's view of Cal sprinting to her car.
So, is Cal taking you to school today?
Well, I mean, she is on her way, but only if that's okay with you, Dad.
Vance frowns, uneasy about it.
Well, I think she just pulled up.
Aiden looks to Vance, pleading. Vance looks out the window to see Cal sitting in her car.
Okay, fine, but you better not be 1 minute late for school.
We won't. Thanks, Dad.
Aiden mouths thank you to Haley, grabs her book bag, and exits. Interior, exterior, Cal's car, moments later. Aiden rushes toward Cal with her book bag in one hand. Cal gets out and opens the door for Aiden.
Is there something you'd like to say to me?
Yeah, I like you too.
Aiden gives Cal a quick kiss and jumps in the car. Cal grins as she crosses to get in, and they take off. Fade out.
In this television dramatic pilot, we focus on Nyla James, a 19-year-old poet, a gifted high school graduate, and the youngest of 3 siblings in an active, middle-class black family in Atlanta. In this excerpt, Nyla is about to surprise her family with the news of her full scholarship to Columbia's creative writing program at her grandmother's surprise birthday party. This is Dear Nyla, a series pilot written by Paris Robinson.
Fade in. Interior, dining room, evening. Platters and bowls of food fill the dinner table, steam piping from each dish. At one end of the table sits an open chair tied with birthday balloons. Directly across at the head of the table sits Sean, 47. On the other side of the table sit Elijah, 22, and Mariah, 25. Across from them is Nyla, 19. Audrey, 65, slowly enters down the stairs.
Happy birthday, Grandma!
Oh my goodness! Would you look at all of this? It smells amazing. Thank you all. Oh, this is too much.
Audrey eyes the buffet stacked with presents.
Now I know those aren't gifts.
Speaking of gifts, Grandma, I'd like to,
Gifts can wait until after dinner. Mama, let's just sit down and eat while it's still hot.
Nyla, disappointed, sits as does Audrey, her face full of joy.
Mariah, why don't you say grace for me? Everyone, hold hands.
Mariah rolls her eyes, uncomfortable.
Sure you don't want somebody else?
Go ahead, Mariah.
I can say grace.
No, Mariah is going to today.
Audrey stares at Mariah intently. Mariah bows her head.
Dear God, thank you for this food we're about to receive. Amen.
And Lord, Mariah would also like to thank you for the blessing of this beautiful family all here on my birthday. They are the joy of my life. May your grace and mercy be upon us, and may we live our lives in the light of your love. Amen.
Amen.
Everyone releases hands and begins to eat, except Mariah, who glares. Nyla looks to her, shakes her head. Please, don't.
How's it feel to be 65, Grandma?
Blessed baby, always blessed.
65 looking 32.
Elijah, your mom said you're busy doing research at the university for some new medicine?
Oh, yeah, lab work for my honors certificate.
Oh, sounds like we're soon gonna have a doctor at this table.
A doctor and a top-ranked athlete.
Well, I mean, if I get that far.
Oh, you'll get that far, son, and then some. You're a James.
Mariah sighs and scrolls on her phone.
Mariah, come on. There's nothing important on that phone.
I've been trying not to yank it from her.
Nyla takes a deep breath and rises.
Okay, so while we are all here, I want to.
Am I just the target today?
Mariah, come on.
No, I mean it. Why is everyone on my ass?
Mariah, would you please mind bringing in the pitcher of lemonade?
Nyla pointedly nods her head to the kitchen.
Fine.
Mariah rises and exits into the kitchen.
Nyla, Dad said you caught Mr. Barnes sleeping outside the bookstore today.
What? He's living out of his car? Oh, Lord.
No, Grandma, he was just waiting for Miss Rosa to open. Those two flirt all day.
I don't know why Mr. Barnes won't make a move on her. I gotta put him on game.
Mariah enters and puts the pitcher on the table as she sits.
On game. I haven't seen you bring no little girls home.
Nyla again rises.
Okay, everybody, I'd like
You
to.
bring the wrong ones home.
I know that's the truth.
All right, that's enough. Mariah's right. We don't need to make her the target today. Let's just all enjoy this fine family dinner.
Nyla sits back down as Mariah glares at Elijah.
No, everyone has something to say about my situation with Leon. Go ahead, I want to hear you say it.
Mariah, I was just playing.
I can invite him over right now and you can say it to his face.
Hey, Mariah, relax.
And when he gets here, maybe Leon can tell everyone about that little punk-ass fight you just had.
Mariah yanks Elijah's sunglasses off, revealing his black eye.
Oh, Elijah? Fighting?
Elijah, who?
And y'all are worried about me. I'm so over this shit.
Nyla glares at Mariah, who rises to leave.
Mariah James, you sit back down. You will not curse at my table if you can't. Oh, Lord.
Audrey stops mid-sentence, grabs her head, confused.
Grandma, what's wrong?
Instantly, Audrey's hand drops, falling right into the food. Her head tilts back in the chair, and the right side of her face begins to shake and twitch.
Grandma!
Nyla jumps out of her chair and grabs Audrey's head. James rushes to her other side. Mariah and Elijah look on in horror.
Elijah, I need you to call 911. Call 911.
Elijah pulls out his phone and dials. Nyla cradles Audrey in her arms.
Grandma, what's wrong? Can you hear me? Grandma!
Interior, Grady Hospital, waiting room, later. Nurses, staff, and patients rush about as the James family sits in the waiting room. A doctor, 40s, enters carrying a chart. Sean James,
Yes.
perhaps you'd like to discuss this privately.
No. Whatever you have to say, we can all hear it. We're family.
Okay, let me ease everyone's stress. She's going to be okay, but your mother has had a major stroke.
A stroke?
It appears the worst is over. Right now, she's resting in ICU. She is having a bit of trouble moving her legs.
Is she paralyzed?
No. A stroke disrupts the blood flow into the brain, which causes some temporary loss in control of the body.
She shouldn't be alone in there. When can we be with her?
Interior, hospital room, a bit later. Audrey lies in bed, eyes shut, her vitals playing on the screen next to her. The family stands in silence, observing her.
Oh, Dad, I can't see her like that.
Sean pulls Nyla into him for a hug.
The doctor said we can expect a full recovery in time.
In time.
And on her birthday. This shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't.
So, this all on me, huh?
What? Are you serious right now?
Nyla, don't.
Nobody will even look at me. Dad just stands there comforting you and E. Does anyone care about how I feel?
Is that all you are thinking about right now? Somebody comforting you? Do you not see your grandma lying here?
What I see is y'all trying to pin this up on me.
Mariah, that's your guilty conscience talking.
Out of your mouth.
Hey, y'all need to relax.
Everything does not revolve around you, Mariah.
You're right, because it's all about you,
Chill
huh?
out. You don't need to give Grandma any more stress.
Oh, she's done that already.
Nyla storms out, leaving a sunken Mariah watching Grandma in bed. Exterior, Grady Hospital. Moments later, Nyla, distressed, runs out of the entrance and into Jaden's 19 car. The car takes off. Interior, Jaden's car, continuous. Nyla lays her head against the window in silence, looks out. Jaden watches the road, glancing over constantly in concern.
Nah, you okay?
I'm angry. It's her birthday. She turned 65 and ended up in the hospital. Didn't even get to blow out her candles.
How is she doing?
The doctor says she'll recover, but I don't know.
Look, Nyla, I know it's a lot for you right now.
Nyla shifts her body back towards Jaden.
You know, Jay, it's so strange how things can be sometimes.
What do you mean?
My family. It's like when things are great, they're great. But when they're bad, it's real bad. Doesn't take too long till we become oil and water.
That's all families though, ain't it?
No, not all.
Nyla turns back to the window, pensive.
It makes me wonder, when things like this happen, maybe it's a sign.
What kind of sign? You mean like from God?
Maybe. Jaden, do you think it's a sign I'm not supposed to go to Columbia?
Nyla, how can you say that? You worked so hard for that scholarship. It's all you talked about.
I know, but now it seems so far away from what's really important.
Nyla looks out the window, fights back tears. Fade out.
The unique premise of this 8-part miniseries is that each episode represents a consecutive summer from 2015 to 2022 in the lives of best friends Reed and Riley as they emerge from 11-year-old boys to 18-year-old young men. This is The Boys of Summer, written by Rachel Ross.
Fade in. Exterior duplex roof, night 2015. One Last Time by Ariana Grande. Riley, 11, and Reed, 11, lean over the roof, observing 2 cars parked side by side down in the church parking lot across the street. Riley spins the wheels of a tech deck on his fingers as he watches. One driver rolls down his window. The other driver follows. The first driver passes something indistinguishable to the other.
There. Drug deal at church.
No way.
What else would he be giving him?
Anything.
Oh yeah, because they're in an empty parking lot at 11 at night to trade Pokemon cards, dumbass.
All right, smartass. If it's a drug deal, then why isn't the other guy giving him any money? Huh?
Maybe he's got Venmo.
Yeah, right. You're a genius.
The dealer rolls up his window and drives out of the lot.
So, where's the other guy going?
Reed picks up a bouncy ball and toys with it. The other car drives off the lot and in the opposite direction.
Somewhere to smoke up? Maybe a Denny's?
In the distance, the sound of screeching tires is heard.
That dude's in a hurry to meet him there.
Below, a beat-up sedan rambles down the street and blares bass-heavy music.
And they're going to hold up a 7-Eleven.
A black SUV passes in the opposite direction.
And he's on his way to sell info to the Russian government.
Then, a middle-aged guy zooms by in a top-down convertible.
And that guy's going home to watch the History Channel. And jerk off.
Gross. I'm never doing that.
Reed gives him a skeptical shrug and looks below for more cars. Riley goes back to his tech deck and runs it along the roof. Riley stops to look over the street at the illuminated church steeple.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, where they're really going?
Who?
Those people driving at night.
Who knows? Anywhere.
I guess, but sometimes maybe they're going somewhere cool.
Like to fight the Covenant?
No, for real. Like, maybe they're picking up friends late at night and going someplace great. The mall, a party, an abandoned mansion, I don't know. And everybody's making jokes and listening to music and having fun.
I mean, they could be. Or they could just be driving home or somewhere else boring. Like when you're in the car at night, where are you going?
Somewhere boring.
Exactly.
But wouldn't it be great if one time some car going somewhere super cool just stopped right down there and yelled up for us to get in?
That's called kidnapping.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Anywhere's better than here.
Another car passes the house. Riley watches it go, disappointed.
What do you want to do tomorrow?
Interior, exterior, duplex, neighborhood. Day. Roamed by the B-52s. Begin montage. Riley and Reed ride their bikes down the middle of the street. Riley stands on the pedals. Reed once again tries and fails to pop wheelies. The boys play video games on an old TV in the basement. Bailey, 14, stares out his bedroom window, dejected. Riley and Reed bike across the overpass, hands free, arms extended. Still, in his room, Bailey glares at a notebook open to an empty page. He slams it shut and pushes it away. Riley and Reed bike across the rocky path along the river. Bailey, on the roof, reads a book and looks up to see Riley and Reed biking and laughing carefree in the parking lot. He slams his book and heads downstairs. Riley and Reed have a race down the street. Reed wins. Riley and Reed lay on the couch, Bailey in the armchair. The boys enthusiastically watch a hockey game. Bailey looks on absently. All three boys enjoy pizza, laughing, at dinner with Valerie, 38, and Stevie, 5. Riley in bed says goodnight to Reed in his walkie-talkie. He turns out the light, lies back, hands behind his head and smiles to himself. End montage. Exterior, park, day. Riley and Reed ride up and lock their bikes on a rack. Riley pulls a gym bag off of his handlebars. The boys move to the basketball courts, both empty.
Hell yeah, the good court's free.
I told you we'd beat the Taylors if we got up early.
Yeah, but they got to sleep late, so I'm still pissed.
Riley playfully shoves Reed's shoulder. Reed shoves Riley back. They race toward the basketball courts when Reed stumbles to a halt, looking over at a tree. A few feet away, a man, 40s, lies propped up against the trunk, unmoving. The boys stare at him, unsure.
It's probably just some homeless guy.
Yeah, you probably passed out there last night.
What do we do?
Nothing, just leave him.
Riley starts toward the court, but Reed remains still and studies the man. His face falls.
Wait, is that Gelman?
Riley stops, strains to get a good look from this distance.
No. Maybe. Oh, I think so.
Why is he out here?
Reed, we should go.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he's...
Reed looks to Riley and waits for him to go on.
Something's not right.
Reed stares at Gelman. He slowly creeps towards him. Riley reluctantly follows, but stays several paces behind. A few feet away, Reed stops. Gelman appears more lifeless up close. The color drained from his face. Dried blood stains his upper lip. His shirt is drenched in vomit.
Mr. Gelman?
No response. Reed searches in the grass and finds a long stick.
What are you doing?
Reed cautiously extends the stick, pokes Gelman with it. Still nothing. No twitch, no shift, no movement. Reed drops the stick. Both boys instinctively back up.
We need to get Bailey.
The boys turn and run back to their bikes, hop on and ride off. Exterior, duplex, later. Riley and Reed zoom down the street and throw their bikes on the front lawn. They run into the house. Interior, Bailey's bedroom, continuous. Bailey lays asleep. He startles awake as the door slams open.
Bailey, get up!
What the fuck are you doing?
You gotta come back to the park with us. Reed's teacher he's laying under a tree and he's not... There's something wrong with him.
What?
He wasn't breathing. We think he's dead.
What the hell is this? It's 8 o'clock in the morning, coming in here with this bullshit.
It's not bullshit. He's dead.
Get out!
Bailey, I've never been so serious about anything in my whole life. Please.
Bailey looks between the boys. Riley trembles. Reed is more composed, but still visibly shaken. Off Bailey, considering. Exterior, park, later. Bailey trails Riley and Reed to the edge of the park, where they dump their bikes.
He's over there.
Reed motions towards the tree where Gelman is still slumped in the same position. Bailey's face hardens. Cautiously, he starts across the grass. The boys follow. Bailey stops a distance away, as Reed did, inspects the body. He crouches down and stares up into Gelman's face. Bailey's horrified expression confirms their fear. Exterior, park, later. A team of police hoist a body bag into a stretcher. More investigate the area. A ways away, Riley and Reed sit on a bench, grimly watch the proceedings. A police officer, 34, takes a knee to be level with the boys. Valerie and Bailey wait nearby.
When did you see Mr. Gelman last? Before today?
Riley turns his attention to the officer. Reed continues to watch the body being slid into the ambulance.
The last day of school, we saw him on our way home.
You were both in Mr. Gelman's class?
No, I wasn't. Just,
Riley motions to Reed and notices his fixation on the investigation.
Son?
Reed?
Reed breaks out of his trance and looks from Riley to the officer.
Son, how was Mr. Gelman acting in class that last day? Or the last few days? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
Reed shrugs absently. The officer nods patiently.
Okay. Thank you, boys. I know this is difficult, but I really appreciate you helping us out here.
The officers walk away and approach Valerie.
Why didn't you tell him about Gelman freaking out and leaving class?
What difference would it make now? He's dead.
Bailey hovers while Valerie talks to the officer. His eyes narrow, focused as if he's trying to listen.
At this time, it seems likely it was a suicide.
Oh my God.
Bailey glances over. He makes eye contact with the officer, who gestures for himself and Valerie to step further away. Bailey watches as they go. Interior, Foster apartment, later. Valerie, Bailey, and Riley sit around the kitchen table. They all have plates of food in front of them, untouched. Valerie looks between her sons. Both of them avoid eye contact.
I want both of you to know how proud I am for the way you handled everything today. You did exactly what you should have done.
The boys shift their attention to Valerie. She starts to get choked up.
You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have had to do any of it, and I'm so sorry that you did.
Valerie tries her best to keep her composure. The boys look uncomfortable.
I know it's a lot to process, and I need both of you, please, to let me know how you're feeling or if you have any questions.
Do they know how he died?
Valerie considers. Bailey hangs on her response.
No, sweetie, they're not sure.
Bullshit.
Valerie and Riley quickly turn to Bailey, caught off guard by the outburst.
You're telling us to be open and honest. And the first question someone asks, you lie.
Bailey, there are some things that it doesn't matter what happened. What matters is that he's gone, and it's very sad, and that's enough on its own.
So you just get to decide that.
Yes, I do, because I'm the parent.
You think it's better to keep it from him? Jeez, Mom. Riley found him. We all saw it happened. What's it gonna do for him at this point?
I don't know.
Bailey watches angrily as Valerie looks away and wipes her eyes. Riley looks between them both, conflicted. Bailey bursts up from the table and stomps off to his room and slams the door. Valerie sighs, drops her head in her hands. Fade out.
In this truly original sci-fi action feature, 18th century schooners battle in outer space as young William Riley takes on the mantle and impossible dream of his infamous pirate father, Alden. This is The Gilded Sky, written by Hayden Smith.
Hayden. Exterior, Wings of Merry Night. Super. Western Atlantic Ocean, 1717. At the bow of a three-masted pirate schooner stands Captain Alden Riley, late 30s, fit, stalwart. He takes in the calm sea and cool night breeze. Bang! The sky cracks with the thunder of 100 lightning bolts. Screams of panic from the night crew, some waking from their posts with a start as they look to the sky. A flashing alien spacecraft descends, hovering above them. With a high-pitched hum, an intense light beams down on the ship as the terrified crew scatters below deck. Alden stands, unmoving at the bow, his eyes looking up into the beam. Without a trace of fear, only respectful curiosity, he grins, impressed and eager, as we dissolve to Super. 5 years later, Ambition Solar System, 1725. Exterior, space, the Ambition System. Across the sea of stars, the Wings of Mary comes gliding into view. It appears to be the same wooden schooner, though there are 2 extra sails on the ship's sides which rotate on a horizontal axis, pitching it up and down. The entire ship is encased by a translucent, barely visible blue bubble. Exterior, Wings of Mary continuous. We hear nothing in the vacuum of space. But as we pass into the bubble, sound suddenly rises as the crew noisily mans the ship. Singing Drunken Sailor, some scrub the deck, others tend to the sails. William Willie Ronald, early 20s, looks younger, enthusiastically cleans the cannons. Richard Davies, early 50s, rough-looking ship's quartermaster, watches, amused as Willie scrubs.
Scrub any harder, Willie, and I fear you'll bore a hole in the hurt barrel.
Captain Alden Riley, mid-40s, approaches them.
Richard, have the lad,
Willie, Captain. Willie Ronald.
Right. Have young Will bring his bucket and brush to my quarters when he's done.
Aye, aye, sir.
Alden takes the stairs to his cabin as William scrubs.
Boy, the captain says he wants you when you're done. That means you're done. Get your arse up there.
William grabs the bucket and hustles up the stairs, knocks on the door.
Permission to enter?
Interior, Alden's cabin continuous. Alden, at his desk, looks up.
Granted.
William enters, closing the door behind him.
Shall I start on the floors, Captain?
You may start by putting down the bucket and pulling up a chair.
Alden moves to a shelf behind his desk and grabs 2 mugs as William pulls a chair beside the desk and stands behind it.
How have you been settling in these last few weeks?
Fine, sir. Feeling right at home.
Alden fills the mugs with ale, sits with them at the desk.
The crew treating you well?
Aye, sir. I reckon better than I deserve.
But you don't think they suspect a thing about...
Absolutely not. And I want to thank you again, sir, for the opportunity to...
For God's sake, boy, sit next to me. And you can stow all the thank yous.
William sits, smiles for the first time.
I'm doing this for myself as much as for you. 'Twas at sea most of your life. A father wants to know his son.
Alden lifts his mug. The 2 clink and sip.
Believe me, Will, I don't like all this secrecy, but if the crew ever found out, well, some of them would none be too happy. Call it favoritism, they would.
Aye, sir. I understand.
Alden shakes his head.
Of course you do.
Sir, have I said something wrong?
No, Will, you never do, but sometimes I wish you would.
But why would I question you? You're my father.
And you are your own man. For God's sake, Will, get angry with me. Stand up for yourself.
Knock, knock. Richard throws open the door.
Captain, ship spotted off the port side. We think it's the frontier.
Alden rises and quickly exits. William follows. Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous. William watches Alden sprint to the quarterdeck and pull out his spyglass. POV spyglass. Alden sees the Captain Barnum, 45, intently studying a map on the deck of the HMS Frontier.
It's the frontier, all right. Bring us into attack range. Open all sails. Make ready for battle.
The crew cheers.
Man the cannons, men.
William arrives at his cannon before the others.
Move, move, get 'em loaded, now!
William loads as the others follow his lead. Exterior, HMS Frontier continuous. The quartermaster approaches Barnum.
Captain, ship spotted off the stern.
Barnum turns, shocked to see the wings of Mary.
It's the Mary. Load the cannons. Make ready to defend ourselves.
Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous. Alden watches through his spyglass as Barnum quickly rolls up the map and flees into his quarters.
Thank you, Captain, for making it obvious that your precious map is ours for the taking. Richard, turn the LAR up to full blast. I want all the wind we've got.
Richard adjusts the dial on a modern-looking control panel next to the head. The wind inside the bubble increases, and the ship speeds up, rapidly closing the distance.
Men, get ready to give him the old Edmund Halley.
The crew cheers.
What's the old Edmund Halley?
You'll see soon enough. Just get ready to fire on command, and close your eyes if you feel dizzy.
William nods, readying himself.
Captain, are you sure they'll fall for the Halley?
Without fail, these spit-and-polished British officers still think they're sailing the flat ocean. They never envisioned the full potential. Full speed, we're almost there.
Exterior, HMS Frontier continuous. Barnum watches the wings of Mary barreling towards them.
What on God's good earth are they doing?
I think they intend to ram us, Captain.
Huh. I never took the infamous Alden Riley for a fool. Get ready to turn hard. Expose our starboard cannons. On my command.
Aye, Captain.
All gunners, move starboard.
As his men take action, Barnum stares steely-eyed at the approaching ship. Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous. Alden stares back, as if looking into each other's eyes.
Get ready, men. Any moment now.
Exterior HMS Frontier continuous.
Now!
The Frontier makes a sharp turn, exposing the wings of Mary to their starboard cannon.
Fire!
Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous.
Dive now!
The wings of Mary pitches down hard. The cannon blasts fly over them.
Roll!
William holds on, eyes wide as the wings of Mary rolls onto her side, sailing beneath the Frontier, facing her cannons up towards its underside. Exterior HMS Frontier continuous. Barnum scours the empty horizon.
Where are they? Where are they?
Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous.
Fire!
William and the gunners let loose a full volley at the underside of the Frontier. Exterior HMS Frontier continuous. Cannonballs come flying up through the deck, tearing through most of the sail. The mast falls, crushing crew members. Barnum, bewildered, watches with horror as the wings of Mary sails up their port side.
Damn them. Prepare to be boarded.
Exterior, the wings of Mary continuous.
Level out and reel him in.
Now level with the Frontier, the crew tosses out giant grappling hooks. As they leave the wings of Mary's bubble, they float weightlessly forward in the zero gravity of space. Entering the Frontier's bubble, they land hard and latch onto the gunwale. Alden watches as William, sweating vigorously but determined, joins in pulling the two ships together as the bubbles pass into each other. Now close enough to board, William looks to see Alden staring down at him. He gives his father a nod as Alden and Richard draw swords and lead the charge.
Send them to their doom, men.
The crew yells out a battle cry as they leap onto the Frontier. Exterior HMS Frontier continuous. Several of Barnum's men fire their flintlocks, but Alden's men charge forward, swords drawn, faces livid. They are quick and efficient. One by one, Barnum's men fall. William is in his element. He slashes his blade across the legs of a burly jack-tar, toppling him with the hilt of his sword to his chin. William ducks as a second blade comes flying towards his head. He blocks, then disarms his opponent, and with a solid kick, drops him to the deck.
Who's next?
Alden watches his son with pride, till the glint of a blade catches his eye as Barnum lays a cut across Alden's shoulder. Barnum gives a cocky smile until Alden, in a pain-fueled rage, brings a series of furious swings down on Barnum, whose sword flies out of his hand. Alden points his own sword at Barnum's throat.
Call them off.
Barnum looks around at the fighting. Many of his men lie dead or unconscious on the ground.
Surrender. Surrender. We surrender. Lay down your weapons.
The fighting grinds to a halt. Barnum's men, dejected, drop their swords. Alden's crew herd them around the broken mast and tie them up. Barnum watches in horror as Alden rushes up to the captain's quarters.
Ho there. Our booty is below deck. Assuming you didn't blow it all up with that little stunt of yours.
Alden isn't listening. He heads inside the cabin.
Captain Riley, our gold is below. It's yours for the taking.
Alden exits, holding Barnum's rolled up map from before. Barnum swallows hard.
Why would I need your pitiful haul of gold when I have a ticket to so much more right here?
Everyone watches with bated breath as Alden waves the map triumphantly. Alden's crew bellows a cheer of delight.
My friends, long have we been searching for the legendary lost world, rumored to have more gold and wealth than any in the cosmos.
The crew cheers again.
They said it was a myth, laughed in our faces, but it seems that His Majesty's Royal Navy has done the search for us.
More cheers. Barnum sees a loaded flintlock lying near and surreptitiously slides it closer with his foot.
As if old King George needs any more wealth to add to his fat, stinking hoard.
As the crew erupts in jeers, Barnum grabs the flintlock.
This here is our ticket to freedom.
Bang! The shot hits Alden square in the chest. Alden sinks down and collapses onto his back. William rushes to Alden as Richard grabs Barnum's rifle and instantly slits his throat. He spits on his corpse as it falls to the deck.
He's losing blood, fast.
Richard rushes over, crouches down with him.
Come on, Captain. You've pulled through worse.
Alden coughs up blood. His eyes drift closed.
No. Stay with us, please.
Alden's eyes open. He summons up every ounce of energy left.
Be your own man, William.
Alden hands William the map.
What?
Listen up, all of you. I'm still your captain. My last order is to promote William Ronald here to replace me. Follow him. Follow.
Alden loses his strength. His eyes glaze over. It's gone. William stands in shock, clutches the map. The crew stares at him, their sorrow almost completely replaced by bewilderment. Richard looks from Alden to William, equally as baffled, but he follows his orders, grabbing Alden under the shoulder.
Here, help me bring him back to the stern.
William is frozen. Richard nudges his shoulder.
Willie, lend a hand.
Quietly, William picks up his father's feet as they move past the solemn crew to the stern of the ship.
The rest of you line gunpowder around their lar, then make your way back to your stations. Leave this filth to die.
No. They deserve a chance to live.
The crew is silent. Richard glares questioningly at William.
It's what he would have done.
Aye, aye, Captain.
William wears a mask of confidence, belying his pain, as the crew silently ushers the prisoners aboard the Wings of Mary, straight out.
Can we have a nice round of applause for these actors? Thank you, Ellen. You can take your seat now. I would now like to recognize the 6 talented writers who created the excerpts that you heard. Louis Louis, yeah, stand up, Louis. Take a bow. Zygmuntzik, Louis Zygmuntzik. Geo Gentile, sorry. Let me check my list to make sure I don't want to leave anybody off. Italia Gianti. Paris Robinson. Rachel Ross.